When you were a kid, what was something that you were forced to go to 5 days per week? School. Some people love it, while the vast majority aren't a big fan of it. Either you like it or not, you gotta agree with one thing. School is actually pretty important, and it does teach you the basics in life. But something else that is true is that's very outdated and it's due for an update. It's kind of like I was 5 in the year 2040. So I'm gonna go over every single problem that I have with school because I'm afraid that school is gonna start very soon, even though it's the middle of July. Well, let's go. Okay, let's talk about the benefits that you get from going to school, because there definitely are some good things that you get from it. And one of them is breaking the cycle of poverty. People in poverty can't break that cycle if they only have the requirements to meet Burger King. But don't be afraid, because school actually helps them. It gives them enough education to break out of that cycle and raise their kids in a better environment. Another thing that school helps with is that, it's actually teaching you a lot of stuff. And whether you like it or not, math skills to at least 7th grade is pretty useful in the real world. But now that you know that I know that school is actually pretty important, let's go over every single problem that I have with it. Something that definitely needs some work in is bullying. Rather than schools teaching kids to stop bullying, they should teach kids to tell bullies, "At least my dad came back with the milk." Just kidding. What schools should actually do is teach kids how to deal with bullying. Cause do you really think a kid whose dad went to go fetch some milk after his mom died and now has to live with an alcoholic uncle will stop bullying you cause they went through a 25 slide PowerPoint? No, it ain't gonna stop. It's human nature. And I think schools should teach kids how to deal with problems and how to deal with bullying. Cause that is way more effective than stop bullying. Something else that also needs some work in is how much teachers get paid. I think almost everyone here thinks that teachers are getting underpaid. They're getting underpaid for the amount of work that they're doing. And for the one that you've probably been waiting for the entire video is schools are extremely outdated. And one of the reasons that I and many others say this is because of testing. Just be honest here. Are you one of those people who learn for the test throughout the entire school year? Or do you just cram everything into your brain the day before the test? I'm willing to bet a lot of money that it's the latter. So yeah, you just got exposed. But other than the fact that you just got exposed, you didn't learn anything. It's useless if you do that. Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you to stop doing it because it's way better than the first option. But there you go. That's a huge issue. Also, how many tests have you cheated on? But why have I been talking about this? Well, it's because of why you do it. If one single test wasn't worth 20% of your grade, do you really think half the class would cheat on it? No, the testing system is very outdated, and if you really want students to learn the information for themselves and not for a test, we need to change something. But that's not it. Why do you think that we created the school system? So you can become a successful businessman that makes a lot of money? Or so you can be a factory worker? I think you already know where this is going. In a factory, you basically do what your manager tells you. And a way to train for that is basically sitting in a classroom and doing what your teacher tells you to do. And another issue with the school system is homework. A lot of homework causes stress. And stress is not good for you. So in some cases, homework might actually do the opposite of what it's trying to do. Rather than making kids better at whatever they're doing, it could just make them lose a lot of sleep and be stressed out all day long. Schools do actually do some things right, but they have a lot of problems that people aren't addressing. Now, I know this video isn't going to do anything to the school system, but I just wanted to express my thoughts because I don't like it. I'm honestly perfectly fine with learning and I don't mind it, but what I do mind is the way that we're taught. Something needs to change in the future. But anyways, subscribe for more content like this in the future and watch these two videos. But until next time, I'm Shree.